After producing a stunning 94-point victory over Essendon in the preliminary final at VFL Park this afternoon. The victory represents an unbelievable 170-point turnaround from the qualifying final between the same teams just a fortnight ago. Fired up by the likes of Ablett and Snr, the Cats set up their win with a 7-goal second quarter and will be a big threat against Hawthorn in next week's grand final. Ablett finished the game with 8 goals.
While Paul van der Haar was on the bench in his civvies, Geelong stars Couch and Bairstow started on the field, and Couch set up a long goal for Gary Hocking. Seconds later, Hocking took Darren Williams out of the play as Geelong's expected aggression came to the fore. But the Bombers started well. Terry Danaher brilliant in setting up Kieran Spawn's second goal, and Essendon led by 11 points. But the Cats then took over. Once again, Gary Ablett hard to contain.
Ablett, wasting no time, around Hamilton, goes inside 50, gets his second goal. Magic.
Geelong kicked 12 of the next 15 goals to half-time. Andrew Buse, a beauty from the pocket.
He's kicked the goal.
Bairstow shook his tagger to be a dominant force.
Hocking from 30 metres.
And nothing went wrong as the Cats muscled their way to a 50-point lead at half-time.
Goes on to the left foot.
And if the Bombers had thoughts of a comeback, they were extinguished early in the third quarter as Stoneham goal. Ablett displayed his magical skills as the Cats kicked 6 goals to none for the quarter. In the final term, it became the Ablett show. Whether jumping or throwing his boot at the ball, he mesmerised the Bombers with 8 goals. It was so one-sided, the crowd of nearly 68,000 indulged in a wave, while Billy Brownless made the margin 100 points. And the way the Cats won, they'll give Hawthorn a shake in the big one next week. Drew Morfitt, 7 Nightly News.
Well, certainly will. And after the match, Michael Roberts spoke to Geelong centre-man Paul Couch.
Oh, it was great, Michael. It was Gary Ablett and everybody else played well, and we knew what to do this time. You know, first time they hit us pretty hard, and we're a bit shell-shocked early, but you know we've learned from that, and it's been good. The boys have trained really well, and you know Blighty's been great. You know, everybody stuck together, which is good.
How does it feel to you know finally get that grand final berth?
Oh, it's the ultimate, really. You never really, when I was a kid, you never really dream of it. You only dream about things like that, and to play them was just sensational. Oh, I'm wrapped.
And in other VFL news, reported players Bailey for striking Gary Hocking and Gary Hocking for striking Darren Williams in the first quarter. In the reserves preliminary final...
The preliminary final, Essendon against Geelong from VFL Park. The winner to meet Hawthorn next week for the premiership. The Bombers accounted for Geelong easily 2 weeks ago by 76 points, but last week lost a bruising encounter to Hawthorn, which might still have left some scars for today. The Cats redeemed themselves last week and handed out most of the aggression in eliminating Melbourne. And physical football looks to hold the key again today in this shot at the grand final. Good evening, everyone. Well, preliminary final day. And I suppose the thing that has most occupied Essendon's mind during the week was the Paul van der Haar case last night. He had his 3-week suspension overturned, was available to play today but didn't, and sat on the bench in his civvies. It was a distraction, I suppose, the Bombers really didn't need this week. As for Geelong, well, last week they started with their stars, Couch and Bairstow, on the bench, but today they threw them straight into the action and they started in the 18. There was a crowd of nearly 68,000 at VFL Park in ideal conditions. We pick it up just after the start. There's no score on the board, and commentators Sandy Roberts, Dennis Cometti and Ross Glendinning.
The most experienced man on the ground, Madden, tries to backhand it down, is getting another free kick. I'm sorry?
Dennis, conditions like this, it's just crucial that the big fellas for Geelong take good, strong marks. The week before when they played, only took 30 marks for the whole side.
Madden towards midfield, off hands, Hocking, shade high. Bailey, the offending player. Hocking, inside the centre square, goes out wide, no mark taken. Anthony Danaher, this is Anderson. Anderson running away from half-back and booting down towards half-forward. Long is up, second bite takes the mark. He's a very exciting player. The Essendon boys have named him Spider-Man. Kicks into half-forward, looking for Plain. Got one hand to it, Bradley Plain. Under tremendous pressure from Goss. Pushed towards the boundary line by Watson. Going closer to the line. He's in trouble. but swings out of it. Kicks high in towards full forward. No one at the back. A chance for Williams down in front. We'll leave it for Terry Danaher. Shoots over his shoulder. A high kick going in towards the pocket. It's a mark. Spawn has taken it in the right forward pocket. And Kieran Spawn coming back into this side has a chance to open the scoring for the day.
Slight nudge there by Spawn, but judged that very well. And he's been a handy goal kicker for Essendon this season.
Yes. So from the pocket, 20 metres out. The Essendon flags go up at the back. It's a great start for the Bombers.
Great work there by Essendon, initiated by Michael Long with that play on from the half-forward line. He always does that, gets round to his left foot. Good work by Watson to get the ball forward, but also a great shepherd from Darren Williams to give his captain a chance to break clear. The kick going through, ball going free, kicked up by Danaher here, and then Spawn taking a well-judged mark.
The first score. We're back in the middle. Madden towards half forward. Hughes comes away, runs to centre wing, goes down towards centre half forward. Hamilton in front. Walsh surrounded. Down he goes. Over the top, Stoneham. And we'll have a ball up. As predicted, before they bounce the ball, we suggested Kieran Spawn on the forward line could be their best bet. He's kicked the first goal. And the forward line completely open for Essendon. There's the bounce. Madden straight to Hawking. High kick towards the pocket. Brownless in front. It bounces towards the boundary line. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. It's still a live ball. Ablett over the ball now. 5 metres out. Dragged off the kick. Through it goes for a minor score. Bill Brownless did well. Hard up against the boundary line. He kept it in.
Yes, he's, I think, a better player on the forward line, but he got his confidence back, having played some good games at centre half back for Geelong.
So Anthony Danaher to bring the ball back into play. Going straight down the middle. Fisted away by Hawking. Ball quickly to ground, however. Hughes trying to use strength. Ball breaks free to Buick. The pack very quick to develop. The tackling has been fierce, as expected, in these opening minutes. And Kevin Walsh will know all about that. He's had a couple applied to him.
Bruce Lidner picking up Tim Watson.
Lidner had a very quiet week last week. Madden again wins it. He has started well. Hughes down towards full forward again. Brownless can't take it. Hamilton out in front of Ablett. Gets it away to play. From the back pocket, kicks wide to the wing towards O'Donnell. Taps it high in the air, close to going over. In fact, he does. So a throw in on that outer side.
And again, we see O'Donnell picking up Paul Couch, with Williams picking up Bairstow.
Burke and Madden. Madden front spot using the right hand. Gets it down to Buick. Up towards the half-forward flank area. Working hard is Stephen Hawke. Darcy over the top. And under pressure was Dean Wallace. So another bounce in Essendon's attacking zone. Lidner applies the tackle. Boss a hurried kick. Bailey is the only one there for Essendon. Sweeps it wide, the left hand. Pressure on Manning. Gets it away, however, on to Walsh. Under just as much pressure. A hurried left foot kick. Klein couldn't take it. Now a chance for Hughes again. Pushed towards the boundary line. He keeps it in play, Andrew Hughes. His hand pass could be dangerous. Putting his teammate under pressure. Couch finally does pick it up. Gets a short kick. Thompson can't pull it in with the one hand. Stoneham towards the boundary line. A little bit of lack of talking. He gets flying. And over the boundary line once more.
On that occasion, actually, Stoneham did the right thing, allowing Bairstow to come through with the run of the ball, but in fact, Bairstow stopped as well.
There's the throw in. Madden. Hughes tries to hammer it, and it goes straight to Manning. Tried to get the short pass away. It may work for Terry Danaher. It does. Here's Anderson, a prolific kick winner for the Bombers this year. Down towards full forward. Fisted away by Darcy towards the boundary line. Under pressure from Buick. And eventually pushed over in Essendon's right forward pocket. But a great opening. And only 5 points the margin, favouring Essendon. Here's the throw in. Scholes wins it forward, taken by Williams. He hooks it back, bouncing ball across the goal face, and Hughes runs it against the post. Minor score. Essendon lead by 6 points. Just under 18 minutes remaining in this first quarter. And Darcy to kick it in. Weighs up the options. Goes towards the outer side. The target is Lindner. Watson reaching over the top. Couch. The meat and the sandwich. Back comes Lindner. He's over the ball. Working hard in there is Manning. We've got a whistle. Bounce on the 50-metre line. Amazing scenes on the Essendon forward line when the ball was in dispute on the outer side wing. Only 2 men, Sport and Darcy, forward of centre. Rucks go at it again, more particularly Danaher. Hocking's hand pass out wide. Bairstow leads in the race, can't keep it in. It'll be thrown in. Mark Bairstow, in stark contrast to last week at the MCG, starting on the ground, as has Paul Couch. Spawn has the only goal in the game so far. Schulz clean possession at close quarters, trying to give it across to Lindner, who couldn't control it. In goes Watson, dragged off the ball. On his knees, and there was Williams. Bairstow was pushed in the back, and he'll get the free kick. Mark Bairstow up from the back pocket. Both sides feeling each other out. Into the path of Hocking. This is Stephen Hocking. Half back to Bruns. Awkward hand pass. Bounces obligingly for him eventually. Still he goes. Bruns on centre wing. Well shepherded by Hocking towards half forward. And there's the man, Ablett, up in front of Hamilton. They've got to keep him in check. He goes down towards the pocket. Scott's in front. Great mark. Strong mark. Robert Scott.
Good play by the Geelong forwards there too. Dennis gave Scott room to run into. An excellent pass from Ablett.
He goes short again. Brownless improving the angle. Meantime, there's the mark, the initial mark from Scott. Now Brownless will kick from about 35 metres out. Distance won't be a problem. Has he got the accuracy? It's bending back, but not enough. Minor score.
Stark contrast there too. The Geelong forward line very, very busy, and the Essendon forward line very open.
Back to a 5-point margin, favouring the Bombers. Danaher again. Kicks long, straight down the centre. Waiting down in front is Couch. Gets the hand pass away to Hocking. Danger again for Essendon as Hocking's kick goes in towards Brownless. It goes over the top. It's a goal.
That's a great team lifted there from Hocking. He's been very quiet the last 4 or 5 weeks, but he's been a very good player. I thought early in the year, very consistent player. He's played in every game this year for Geelong. That'd be a great lift to himself and to his side. As you see this in the contest, just forward of centre there, clean possession to Couch, but a good long left foot goal by Hocking. Excellent football.
So back in the middle again, Geelong now leads by a point. And some heavy work going on in the middle. There is a player down and not moving.
It's Williams again.
Player's gone on. O'Donnell is sprinting clear, or is he? Just gets his kick away in time. Down towards full forward. Pressure now on the Geelong defence. Can Buick answer? He picks it up now from 30 metres. Pulls it round his body, and there's the kick reply.
Well, great work from Essendon there. Forgetting about the incident, they'll obviously be revved up by it, but good. Yes, it is Darren Williams. He's looking rather sick. He's also had a hard knock last week, a collision with Brereton. He won't be too healthy. Hocking the aggressor on that occasion, but a good reply by Buick. He's been a fine player all year for Essendon. Very quick, very lively around goals. And it's an excellent goal to that player with Antrobus. Antrobus warming up to come on. We're a bit surprised to see him start on the bench.
There has been a report, it seems. Gary Hocking. And when it comes to the book on the School of Hard Knocks, this man knows all about it. Darren Williams has taken a few. And now, regardless of the result of this game, Hocking's future next week could be in doubt. Still, that remains to be seen. Back to the action. The Bombers lead by 5 points. Madden wins it down. Hocking in the thick of it again. Gets the hand pass away. Anderson and Buick in a foot race. Eventually Buick comes away with the ball. Goes down towards the half-forward flank. Danaher got a kind bounce and does well in heavy traffic. Long kick. Where's Spawn? He's behind, but he took a strong mark. Spawn over the top.
A great play by Terry Danaher. Just saw a small gap, went straight through it with great courage and strength. And what a fine bustling mark again to Kieran Spawn. Good use of the body. Darcy's in the right position in front, but Spawn just judged that a little better. A little nudge at the right time. Well played, Kieran Spawn.
Several times this season he's gone on the forward line to good effect. He started there today, kicking at his second goal from about 40 metres out. It's close. It's home. Burke sits underneath it. Madden tries to come over the top. He's away. Now Geelong put it out in front of Ablett and Brownless. Brownless in trouble. Ablett lending support. Play on. The advantage has been paid. Ablett swings round. Scott the target. Great spoil by Izar, who pushes it down towards the wing. Brum is taken high. In fact, it was Brum's taken high. That almost started another little altercation. But Bruns takes it. Goes in towards the forward line once again. Stoneham crashes his way clear. Pulls it over his body, but it's to the left. And one behind.
We complimented Terry Danaher in finding space, breaking through two players. Barry Stoneham, well played too. Aggressively through that pack. Nearly scored a goal.
Anthony Danaher again. This time coming wide to accommodate Bailey. So Dean Bailey on the half-back flank. Danaher calling for it in the centre. It will go nowhere near that. However, another 50.
Over the mark.
He will go well past him now. It's going to bring Bailey down to centre wing. And after having the ball in Geelong's attacking zone, Walsh now has it right in the middle, and he's caught, but he shrugs the tackle, but loses the football. Well, he's had a dramatic start. Ablett's loose at half forward. He's got to beat two of them. The ball breaks free. He was held. He plays on, steadies, goes into the square. Brownless is there.
So they were very lucky there. I thought Kevin Walsh may have been given a free kick when Stoneham got a trip as he played on. Ablett was given the free kick. He played on. And a fine, unselfish pass to Brownless.
Brownless goals, and Geelong again closes the game.
Well, this is terrific football. The conditions certainly conducive to good football. Dry ground, dry ball, good skilled performance from all players. Ablett just breaks away from Anthony Danaher here. Was legged. Free kick was given, but allowed to play on. And an unselfish pass, as I mentioned. And Brownless the easiest of goals.
3-1 to 2-3. The Bombers by 4 points. These two sides have met 11 times in finals. Essendon have won 8. Certainly today, a Geelong house. One down by Burke, doing better today so far. The hand pass comes out from Drum. Down goes Bairstow. He'll get a free kick. Mark Bairstow alongside the centre circle. Swings it out wide. Drum in open space. Marks it right half forward. Wants to go. Shocking kick. Ablett's in front. Bundled out of it. Walsh defending stoutly. Away comes Hamilton. Drives towards the outer side wing. It's a race out there in two. Cameron tries to fist it down. Long with finesse. Look at him go. Tries to knock it on. Brilliantly played. Wallace put out of it by Hocking. Bairstow fell over. That was the boot of Antrobus arriving. And the free kick is going to Bairstow. Bairstow up from left half back. Just over 13 and a half minutes remaining. First quarter. Drum has it. Centre wing. The Cats trail. He kicks it down towards half forward. Not a good kick. One of the stars of the final round. Marks for Essendon. Mark Thompson comes away. Boots it back towards midfield. Anderson contorted himself to get it down to Bailey. Sweeping hand pass across to Long. Now he's away. Long down towards the pocket. Where's Spawn? He's in front this time. Darcy comes over the top and pumps it out of bounds. 4 points, the margin. Throw in the right forward pocket. Essendon in attack. A blistering opening to this preliminary final. Down in front, Stephen Hocking. Around the boundary line he goes. From Lidner on to Buse. Geelong out of trouble, or are they? Buse with strength on the drum. Quickly across, looking towards Hocking. He's under plenty of pressure, and they steam over the top.
It's a charge by Bailey then, a free kick given.
I think he came off second best.
As he was looking for Hocking then, he found him. But there's a report as well by the looks, Sandy. Bailey for charging, I would say.
So Hocking from centre wing. Towards Ablett. Couldn't take it, but does have support. Here's Stoneham. Runs his full distance. Shoots from 60 metres. What a kick! Great goal.
Great play by Barry Stoneham. Very, very athletic, and it's that athleticism that's allowed him to break away then. Brownless called it long on the square. He was actually kicking toward him, but the ball carried beautifully through. A fine kick from Stoneham. Contest there, Ablett drops the chest mark. Ball carries through, picked up very cleverly by Stoneham, and a great long kick for goal.
Barry Stoneham, quiet in the qualifying final. Strong last week. The Cats by 2 points now. Manning crashing his way through. Down he goes. Linder's got him. Ball jarred free. Off the ground by Burke. Bairstow to Bruns. Controls it brilliantly. Pulls it back. Ablett will come in from the side. Now he opts out of the contest. He did the right thing.
Oh, gee, you read that well. He's actually calling for that ball earlier from Bruns. He's looking for a left-hand handball. It didn't come. Bruns centred the ball, though, looking for Brownless with one hand. And beautifully led by Ablett. Got away in a quick kick, a quick goal. Bruns did look. Good centering kick. One hand by Brownless here, bustling with Danaher. Well played, Ablett. Well read.
What a start. Essendon led by 11 points. Now the Cats lead by 8. Centre bounce once again. Burke and Madden. Madden does the charging. Thompson can't take it away. There's some fierce work going on there. Drum loses it. He tried so hard. Watson also claimed by Hocking. And we're still right in the middle. Paul van der Haar has had a week he will not forget. But he'd dearly love a win so that he can play next week. Danaher's away, but the free kick is going against us.
There's certainly Tim Watson charged through there, got in the back of Damien Drum. Free kick accordingly.
And Manning on the mark. As Drum goes to half forward, Stoneham waits at the back. Madden was down in front. Ball to ground. Madden a short kick, a very short kick. Swept wide and hammered on by Lidner to Buse. They backpedal a bit. The Couch, who will want to get on the left foot. No, he gets the hand pass away, and it's Drum who sends Geelong forward with a high kick towards Brownless. Waiting down in front is Cameron. Pulls it back with the left foot. A little too far. One behind is the result.
Good play by Bill Brownless there. Desperately wanted front position and got it. Good contest.
Let's go down to the boundary line. Ian Robertson, how's Darren Williams?
Well, Darren Williams has got a sore neck, Sandy. A little bit of concussion, but he should be okay after that heavy knock about 10 minutes ago.
That's good news. There's Danaher to kick it in. Straight down the middle. Geelong have got the numbers around the ball. To Schulz, gets the kick away. Inside 50. Hamilton up to take the mark. Scott bearing down. Well done by Scott. Great chase. Hamilton lost the ball. It's picked up by Stoneham. Pulls it back. It's a high kick. One out contest. Brownless in front. It falls at their feet. Brownless an opportunity. Knocks it across towards Couch. Great courage shown down there by that defender sliding in. I think it was Hamilton. It was. And we'll have a ball up.
Terrific chase there by Scott. He had Walsh coming from his left-hand side. He just kept his eyes on Hamilton and got him.
Hamilton showed as much speed to get back and make amends. Burke wins it down. Izard tries to go off the ground. It spills to Couch, and Couch is through it
but that'll give Paul Couch a great lift. Quickly on the boot. Spiral torpedo came off his boot through the centre from that difficult angle for a left footer. As I say, he'll be looking for a good performance today. That's a good way to start. He's been busy. Yes, a good kick here, set on replay. Dived on by Izzard, tried to tap it out, came off the boot. Quickly onto the boot by Couch. Good goal.
The margin is now 15 points. Hammered wide, but straight to Lindner, onto the left foot. Was out looking for Cameron, and in front of him is Long. Michael Long sends Essendon into attack. They need a quick reply. Antrobus late on the scene. Darcy through. Spawn has him. Great tackle, Kieran Spawn. He's had a fine start. Playing to Buick. Is this another one for Buick? In towards Antrobus. It bounces wide, and there's a free kick.
Gee, Sandy, Darcy was slow to get rid of that ball. He was going to handball. He thought, no, I won't handball. I've got a kick. By the time he'd make up his mind, it's well tackled. A definite free kick there against Mellicallis in the back of Antrobus.
So Tony Antrobus. A much-needed goal for the Bombers. There's Burke. Will battle Simon Madden. Go at it again. Madden heads it away. It's taken by Thompson. Going towards half-forward. There's the time remaining. Mellicallis comes up the ground to take the mark. Interesting the tagging that's going on out there. Now 50 metres. O'Donnell has Couch, as in the qualifying final.
Could almost have been 100 metres, Dennis.
I'd like to see that.
And will Tony Andrews ever learn? It's the second silly free kick.
And Bailey has Bairstow. Couch and Bairstow picking up possessions at the moment. Mellicallis inside 50. Big pack into the air. Hamilton, well tackled. Deflects it out wide. Taken out there by Manning. Gets it across to Long. Now he can run. Long to support. This is Buick up through the middle to Danaher. Forwarding centre. Danaher a long kick. Spawn is out of position down there. The mark is taken in front by Darcy.
Great pressure from Hughes. Great chase.
Darcy up from full back. 5 for the Cats. The Bombers 4-1. Just under 6 minutes remaining. First term, bright sunny conditions at VFL Park. Members side, wasted kick. Watson takes the mark. He's been quiet. Plays on. Kicks inside 50. Lunging attempt by Werner. He goes back after it. Lindner's sock is away. Slapped out by Wallace. Over the ball drum. Wallace tries to clear the pack. Essendon crashing through there. And again. Couch read it. The hand pass comes from Watson to Antrobus, but Couch, I think, will get a free kick. It's coming back to Paul Couch.
Yes, that hip and shoulder a little high by Wallace.
And Michael Werner, very enthusiastic about this finals appearance. The kick from Couch. Madden comes over the top and hammers it down. No one waiting down in front, however. Look at the tackling. It was Antrobus who applied it on Schulz. And we've got a bounce on centre wing. Burke and Madden. Madden looking down for Thompson, who's played so well in recent weeks. Hamilton in trouble. Anderson gets a left foot kick away down towards centre half forward. The only one there is Stephen Hocking. Did well to trap it almost on the half volley. He's still going, Hocking, in opposition from Plain. Oh, he does well. To Darcy, half back. Sweeps it into Bairstow. He's in trouble. Through goes O'Donnell and runs into Anderson. Teammate.
Why couldn't Tim Darcy have kicked the football then? He put Bairstow under enormous pressure after a fine effort from Hocking. Did very, very well.
Damien Drum.
Let's hope he's not injured. He's had plenty of injuries this year. Hamstrings, calf.
The Cats lead by 9 points. From the bounce with just on 4 minutes remaining. Schulz infringing. Essendon have a chance here because they've got Thompson wide. Shows Bairstow the football and kicks it high in towards the pocket. Hocking loses it. Werner sockers off the ground. Push towards Antrobus. The left foot kick going across the face. Buick is there. Thought about playing on. Only for a moment. And does now. He backpedals to give Greg Anderson a better look.
The right thing to do, Sandy. He was on a very, very tight angle, particularly on his right foot. And Anderson, a much better shot at goal from there.
Well, he's the Bombers' leading kick getter this season. And in the past 6 weeks, he's played some of his best football. That wasn't one of his most memorable kicks. Kevin Cherry down on the boundary line now as Hocking goes short to Bruns. He takes the mark. Thompson was closing. Bruns still in the back pocket. Clock running down, just under 3 minutes now. First turn. Bruns, a short one. Drum knocked away by Manning, who goes again. Brilliantly played to Antrobus. In the tackle, gets the hand pass away. Meantime, Antrobus will get a free. And off the ball, Antrobus was very active. He's very lucky in that situation not to have had the ball taken away from him. Umpire didn't see it. Down towards full forward, Werner the flyer. In from the side, Watson. Hocking comes away. Kept his composure well to midfield and Burke. He plays on. Kick towards centre-half forward. Ablett's in front. Strong mark. Wonderful mark. Ablett wasting no time. Around Hamilton. Goes inside 50. Gets his second goal. Magic.
Essendon had 3 goals to 1 and led by 11 points, but then the Cats got going to lead at quarter time 6-4-40 to 4 goals 3-27, a 13-point break at the first change. Well, before we go into play from the second quarter, we're getting pretty close to the end of the season and pretty close to deciding our goals and marks of the year. Let's firstly take a look at the goals of the year that came from the semi-finals last week, the marks of the year from last week.
Contenders for Holden Jackaroo Mark of the Year in last weekend's semi-finals finds Hawthorn's Robert Tivia Domenico crunching a pack. Essendon's Paul Salmon was unstoppable early. Jason Dunstall didn't let the Hawks down. Either did teammate Gary Buckenara.
Not the goal.
Geelong were desperate. Damien Drum was a fine example. So was the brilliant Gary Ablett. Not once,
Does he come down with that mark? That is an amazing grab. Stonham's kicked
but
it in the
twice.
pocket. Ablett.
And Barry Stoneham really showed his worth in the air. No doubt Darren Bennett tried to lift. And finally Stephen Newport's effort was all in vain. And the winner for this week is Super Cat Gary Ablett. This mark will qualify him to be in the running for the Holden Jackaroo Mark of the Year. Holden Jackaroo gives you all the room, comfort and performance of an ordinary wagon, but with the added benefits of 4-wheel drive.
That man Gary Ablett again, and he might be in again as a result of today's preliminary final. What a final series he's had. So let's go back to VFL Park for today's match, and we pick up the second quarter from the opening bounce.
With Geelong leading, but only by 13 points. Here's the bounce. Madden up against Flanagan having a run. No one out of the middle. Working hard was Antrobus, and he was also looking for a free kick.
Yes, Andy Flanagan starting this quarter with Burke off the ground.
No one on the mark, so Antrobus gains a few metres. Kicks high towards centre-half forward, and the mark taken by Libner. Very quiet last week. A better start today, and a lovely looking kick in towards the centre. At the back is Bairstow. He's got space from 50 metres. Mark Bairstow shoots in towards full forward. It goes to the left. One behind.
Manning has got Bairstow now, Sandy. It gave him a lot of space there.
Yes, he almost had time to have a bounce as well, Dennis, didn't he?
Actually, well before Bairstow got the ball, Manning knew he was in trouble. He did run hard, but he'd given him about 60 or 70 metres. This is Watson on the outer side against the boundary line. Gets it to Manning. Manning, a centering kick for Plain. Now Plain's away, has a bounce, runs through centre wing, long down towards half forward. Boss over the ball, knocks it across to accommodate Flanagan. Back it comes to Boss. He runs up to centre half back and goes short.
Mark is taken by Bairstow. Ominous signs now. Lidner across the top. Cameron's got it, and he's got speed. Goes down towards left half forward. Bacon goal square. Must be a free kick to Ablett. He was tackled off the ball. So the champion now has a chance to post his third. Interesting, coming into this game, Ablett had kicked 17 of Geelong's 64 goals in their last 4 matches against Essendon. And certainly in percentage terms, that's high. And this afternoon he's gone on with that. He kicks and kicks truly. His third of 7.
And it certainly appeared there that Hamilton conceded that Ablett was going to take a mark. Elected to give him the free kick, almost in frustration, very high across the shoulder. And Ablett finishing off. But Bruce Lidner doing quite well on the half-back line there, but the good running players of Geelong brought that ball forward. And as we see there on replay, an obvious free kick to Ablett, finishing off with his third goal.
Well, this is the greatest margin we've seen in this game to date. 20 points from the middle again, won by Flanagan. On to Couch, who tumbles it over the head of Ablett. He drops back, waiting for it to flick down, but it wasn't. It was Danaher who got it wide to Watson. Even wider to Buick, but he's going to be under great pressure. Ducking his head was Couch. Gets claimed, is looking for someone to give it away to. Finds Bairstow. Shoots in towards goal, but sadly astray. And out of bounds on the full in the left forward pocket.
See, they got the ball out of the centre there very cleverly. Quick hands from Hocking. Found Couch. Good play.
So Anthony Danaher again. Essendon under real pressure. Walsh. Might have been a free kick picked up in front.
He's pushing the back to Terry Danaher, Sandy.
So Danaher from half back. Madden drops into that position. In front of him was Stoneham, couldn't take it. Cameron is there but can't get clear. Back to Stoneham again. Oh, the big man does it nicely. Sweeps it wide. There's a nest of bombers there, putting Bairstow under pressure. He does well. Goes wide again. Cameron from 50 metres, a standing start. He pumps it high. He pumps it long, and he goes.
Gee, that's a great kick from David Cameron. Fine kick, back to himself. Good work against Stoneham, playing very well at centre-half forward. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a move there by Kevin Sheedy. Perhaps getting Terry Danaher into the back line. But a great kick here from Cameron. Ball coming free, nearly fumbled. Kicked very long and truly.
Danger signs for the Bombers. The lead out to 26 points now. Madden wins it down. Once more, Essendon work it forward. Boss towards half forward. Stoneham over the top. Almost a spectacular mark. Battles against Walsh. Couch coming through. A little toe poke to Cameron, to Hamilton. He goes down towards the pocket. Awkward bounce for Anthony Danaher. Knocked down by Brownless. Taken by Ablett. Oh, it just snuck across the goal face. It stayed in. Scott in the opposite pocket. Gets by Izar. Across it comes to Brownless. At close quarters to Lidner. 10 metres out. He may have missed. Gee whiz.
Gee, great teamwork there. And Robert Scott held his ground. Had a player running at him. He just got possession of the ball, stood his ground, broke free. And nearly a scoring opportunity there. Goal for Lidner.
The big problem for Essendon now is the tags have broken down. Bairstow and Couch are running riot. Here's Hocking. Pulls it back towards full forward. Hamilton knocks it away from Ablett. Ablett goes again. That wasn't plain sailing. Grabbed by Hocking. He pulls it back towards full forward. It's high in the air. Brownless couldn't hang on. Knocked away by Danaher. Brownless goes again. And we'll have a ball on. .27 points is the margin. Favouring Geelong. Walsh goes it alone, down looking for Plain or Watson, finds Hamilton, who is claimed, taken by Hocking, in trouble, wide to Buse, also there is Couch. Buse keeps going, keeps it in play, pulls it round delightfully towards goal, and it is marked right on the last line. 2 umpires confer. He's kicked the goal. 60 plays 27. Essendon desperately need the next score. Out of the centre, Anderson towards half forward. Manning's up in front, couldn't hang on. Melikelis has got it, shovels it out. Hocking across to Bruns. Bruns runs to centre wing and goes down towards centre half forward. Ablett's in front. He's marked it. Oh my goodness, no play on's the call. He's legged now. He should get the free kick. Down towards full forward. Play on is not going to be allowed. Ablett was struck as he kicked that one. I don't think with any malice. Slowly to his feet.
Umpire Denniswich obviously construing that the ball was touched first by Hamilton. Called play on. As Ablett got up, he was legged. The desperate tackle by Hamilton.
I think with the benefit of the replay, the umpire would have seen that was a mark. Still, it matters not, although Ablett's had a bit of wear and tear since he took the mark, or what wasn't a mark. And now he'll kick at goal from about 45 metres out. Probably kick on the 50-metre line, in effect. He's kicked 3 so far. 9-6 to 4-3, and a chance now for the Cats to break this game wide open. The grand final beckons, and this man is doing all he can to kick them into it. Gary Ablett, one of the superstars of the VFL. It's close. He's missed to the right. 9-7 Geelong. Essendon 4-3. Danaher again to the outer side. Madden in front of Flanagan, but it's Hamilton. Hooks it round his body, high in towards Brownless. Danaher on the defence towards the boundary line. Flicked back again, but only momentarily. And so a throw in the right forward pocket. Geelong doing all the attacking. Essendon have not scored this term. And this could be another one. Scott. One behind.
And his pace to get away there, he took himself right away from goal, Sandy. He nearly brought that ball back. But his pace has been a factor here today.
That man does not look happy. Buick's gone on to Bairstow now, so that's the third man on him. Danaher again, having plenty to do. Another beautiful kick. Well, they're both having a go. Flanagan waits at the back. Wide. Brownless over the line. Apparently on the full. So Danaher again. Still in the back pocket. Flanagan in front. Couldn't take the mark. Comes to Long. Has been well held. Antrobus a short kick. Spawn. Klein. Geelong are pumped up. Bruns. Short to half forward. Ablett.
That's a great mark. He had players coming from left and right, kept his eyes on the ball. I thought Hamilton was going to sneak in front of him and upset the run of Ablett, but just kept his eye on the ball. And good hands here. Great mark.
That's a great mark. So Gary Ablett. This for number 4 from just inside 50 metres. Has he learnt from his last kick? I think he has. Another one for the Cats.
What a great way to finish off a great mark. Well, I've never seen the Geelong players so animated as they were before the game. Players like Mark Bairstow, Paul Couch, they were gesticulating, they were really pumped up. They were passing on their thoughts very, very strongly to their teammates, and it's certainly showing out there at the moment.
Remarkable situation here at VFL Park. If you go back to the qualifying final, Essendon won by 76 points. Now we've got a turnaround of 117 points, approaching half-time in this preliminary final. Here's Manning. Here's the time remaining. Buick, the short pass. Antrobus has got it on the 50-metre line. Comes back towards Anderson, who set up the move, and now he'll kick from about 35 metres out, favoured by the angle. He's a left-footer.
He does the other end of the ground very quickly. Walsh now on Ablett, Hamilton on Stoneham.
Anderson gets the goal, I fancy. Yes, it's home.
It's really obvious that's a well-netted goal to Essendon. They found it very difficult to score. In fact, that's their score for this quarter at 1 goal. and they have worked busily, but just haven't had the finesse of Geelong, haven't had the clean possessions of Geelong, or the drive out of the centre, and a well-knitted goal to Essendon and Greg Anderson.
.35 points is the margin now as Couch soccers off the ground. Stoneham looks for someone going past, finds Bairstow from 65 metres. Kicks high and long in towards the pocket. Danaher gets back and the ball eludes him. And one behind is the end result. Danaher again. Walsh, gets a shocking bounce. Now Ablett is his man. Ablett just paddles it forward for Bruns, but he just went out as Walsh lays a tackle on Bruns. So the throw in with Flanagan and Madden. O'Donnell waiting down in front. Antrobus at the back. Flicks it in towards the centre. No one home there for the Bombers. Stephen Hocking claimed by Long. Tried to get it on to Lidner. He's looking for the free kick. Does not come his way. Thompson under pressure from Hocking. Now Hocking tries to spoon it out. It's with Antrobus. It eludes him. And he's going to pick up a free kick.
There's the umpire saying his leg.
I think it started out a good tackle. It finished low. Terrible kick. Set up plain. This is Hamilton. Cameron pushing it towards the boundary line. Antrobus favoured by all of that. At close quarters to Plain. And Plain runs away from the back pocket. Has a bounce, but some indecision in their play. Spawn to Anderson. It needs a kick, and he obliges. Towards centre wing. Madden couldn't hang on. Lidner tries to go off the ground and misses. Geelong favoured by the numbers from the Lidner hand pass. Schulz goes across the ground. Hocking in open space. This is Gary Hocking, who's played very well. That time he played on. Kicks it straight up in the air. Anderson with courage. Almost marked though by Stoneham. Couldn't control it. Hocking again. Strong tackle laid by Long. They're going in solidly. Runs off the ground. Essendon realising it's slipping from their grasp. Scott to Bairstow. Bairstow, who's been a star, caps it. No, he doesn't. Not yet at least. A minor score.
So you've got to be impressed with Geelong today, Dennis. They really are committing themselves to the ball, using their bodies, trying to break through packs. Hocking did it again, getting the ball to advantage of his teammates. It really is working well for them.
They lead by 37 points. Madden is the target for Danaher. The ball will come back. It's a free kick to Simon Madden.
And Essendon at the moment not having a player to be able to spark them. Watson's been quiet. Long can't break away. Plain hasn't had much of a touch. They've got no one there can set them up and get them going. Darren Williams, of course, off the ground. Could help there, but not while he's on the bench.
Madden going short. Danaher chips in. Terry Danaher still on the defensive side of centre. The Bombers need something. Watson has it hammered away. Views over the top. The ball spills free to Malakalis. A short chip pass in towards half forward. Good interception by Wallace. He's under pressure now, but gets it away to Thompson, who ducked his head. Play allowed to go on. Scott gets it across to Flanagan. Flanagan under pressure. It breaks free to Bairstow. He's got players running past. Hocking from 30 metres. Shoots, and there's another one. 76-33. Gary Hocking as Watson kicks out of the middle. 15 possessions. Bairstow 14 possessions. Far and away the most successful on the ground so far, that pair. Combining in that last goal. This is Anderson. Kicks inside 50 for the Bombers. Hocking gets a fist on it. That was Stephen. Spawn emerges with the ball to Long. 45 metres out. He goes short, very short, and finds Manning.
Gee, Manning, you shouldn't do that. Andrew Manning, turn your back on play. Doesn't matter how close to goal you are. Turn around very quickly, face the goals. He had Andrews clear out in the pocket. Couldn't see him because his back was turned.
Manning, formerly with St Kilda, directly in front. Kicks from 35 metres. It's a goal.
Well, he's a reasonable player for Essendon in the first quarter, Andrew Manning, but found that kicks hard to get in this term. Now on the half-forward line. Watson going to the centre. And Again, a much-needed goal to Essendon here. Spawn laying the ball off the long short kick, just finding Manning in time. Malakellis unable to get across to spoil that pass.
.39 plays 76 back in the middle. Flanagan can't get it effectively clear. It comes down to Anderson, who's in all sorts of trouble. Watson, a short kick wide, but taken by Buse. He did it well. A very strong player. To half forward, no mark taken. Thompson. Oh, Ablett did wonderfully well. Gary Ablett from 60 metres pulls it back in towards full forward. Scott is there.
He's giving Albanese a bit of a handful there. The first quarter, a couple of good marks in front. Strong on that occasion. Good use of the body here. Well done by Gary Ablett. Great smother. And the kick just coming in time with the tackle coming from Hamilton. And good use here of the body by Robert Scott.
So Robert Scott looking for his first goal. Directly in front, 20 metres out. The Cats can do no wrong.
And Alan Ezard certainly is having a handful, though he hasn't had a touch of the football yet himself. Very clean sheet at the moment. And Scott just proving a little bit of a handful.
Gary Ablett, great smother off the boot. Here it is again. A footballing genius, there's no question about that.
Certainly when he really wants the football, Dennis, he's a hard man to stop.
Right to the right spot with a kick. Can Essendon come back? One sense is they're in deep, dark trouble. 12-10 to 6-3. Maybe they can. Madden wins it down. It's taken by another veteran. Terry Danaher gets the hand pass away. There's the time remaining. Couch robbed of the ball. Wallace comes away. Tackled by Gary Hocking. They battle afterwards. Stoneham gets it out to Lindner, who drives it long inside 50. Off hands a chance for Scott again. Ablett is roaming free. Play goes on. Hamilton from 35 metres out. Misses to the left-hand side.
Perhaps just a little casual there, Dennis. Had time to steady. Could almost have come round, kicked on his natural right foot.
12-11 to 6-3. Danaher kicks to the outer side. Lindner did well to keep it in front. Still he goes, held without it. He'll get the free. They need more from that man with the ball now. They need him to get the ball in play. Now it's going the other way.
He's played dropping the ball.
Wallace has got it then. To Watson. Watson from left half back towards centre wing. Flanagan reaching over the top. It comes behind. Manning robbed of it. Away comes Boss. Long kick back towards centre half forward. From behind, Walsh fisting away. Knocked on by Stoneham. And in turn, Walsh, who goes again. Great dash. Hits the hand pass away. He was in the grasp. Taken by Watson. Feeds it to Thompson. Thompson runs up towards centre wing. His second bounce. Thompson kicking towards half forward. Antrobus battling down there with Buse. In from the side, Manning almost the mark. Goes looking for play. Knocked on by Madden. Boss confronted. Knocks it towards the boundary line. Plain with the run of it. Hard against the boundary. It spills out of bounds and will be thrown in.
Free kick, in fact, is going against Essendon. And Tim Darcy will take it. Pushed from the back pocket. Werner infringing. To half back. Flanagan and Madden waiting down in front. Hocking gets around O'Donnell and gets around easily. Kicks over the centre and a good mark taken by Stoner. Developed into a very, very good young player. To half forward, Ablett almost did it with one hand. It would have been asking almost too much. The kick is high. In towards Scott. Coming over the top was Izard. Couch is bundled out of it. Scott again. Look at him go. Gets the hand pass away to Bairstow. Bairstow quickly onto Brownless. Brownless from a standing start has pushed it wide, very wide. Out of bounds on the full. There's some potency up in that forward line, Dennis.
Well, he should have done a lot better there, shouldn't he, Billy Brownless?
My word. Great pace from the Geelong players, and they're all around the ground.
This is Buick. The half back. Flanagan got up high from behind. Madden having to go in and do the heavy bullocking work. Couldn't take it. Hocking comes away. Stabs it in towards half forward. Bairstow is there.
Plain off. Bailey on for Essendon.
A bit of a Barney on behind play, but it doesn't worry the Geelong players. Stoneham has taken the mark. It's going short again, in towards the pocket. It could be dangerous. Brownless shrugs one tackle, goes onto the left foot, shoots in towards goal and has done it.
So at half-time, Geelong led by 50 points. It was interesting that earlier in the season, Geelong led Hawthorn by 49 points at half-time. The Hawks came back and won it. Could Essendon manage it today? Well, we'll find out. We go to the third quarter. We pick it up with 20 minutes remaining, and Geelong have added 2 behinds.
40 metres out from their goal. Burke tries to flick it. Ablett! He flicks with the left foot and produces a behind.
It's that sort of brilliance and pace particularly, Sandy, that a lot of the Geelong players have. They're running away from Essendon. Essendon players are trying. They're just looking very tired and lack that finesse.
Hard to counter that sort of burst from Ablett. Madden, who dominated the qualifying final, at best today he's broken even. Lazy kick across field. Watson, haven't seen much of him. Back into trouble in Stoneham. The die is cast. Stoneham breaks away from 45 metres. That could be it.
Yeah, that's a perfect example there of how the game is run. 2 of the most experienced players in senior football at this stage, Madden, Watson, making mistakes. Stoneham coming through, plucked the ball one hand very skillfully, ran away from his Essendon opponents. You see here, Hamilton chasing, streaked away effortlessly and straight through for another goal.
The Geelong chant goes up. 57 points is the margin. Thompson held, and a free kick just prior to that, however.
Yes, Manning threw views, Sandy, to the ground.
I think Manning may have come off second best. It's a tough custom abuse. Oh, and a fine mark by Stoneham. Well, if they have Stoneham firing, Ablett and Brownless, there really is tremendous firepower. Danaher's given a push. It'll be a free kick to Brownless.
Danaher not happy, obviously suggesting that Brownless fell forward of his own accord.
Suddenly it is somewhat of a procession.
Yeah, it certainly appears that way, Sandy.
This to make the margin 63 points. From 40 metres. I think he stuck it home. Goal number 3 to Billy Brownless.
Yes, he's been a very good player, I think, today, Bill Brownless. Kicked 3 goals, Sandy mentioned, 1 in each of these 3 quarters. But what I've liked about his game today is he's positioned himself in front. He's worked very hard to get in front. He's chased, he's done assists, he's shepherded, blocked, and he really has been a great competitor. Good to see.
Three goals to Bill Brownless. Geelong out by 63 points. Watson, high kick, travels about 15 metres. Long couldn't hang on. Hocking eventually does well against the tide. Knocked on by Burke, taken by Buse. Strong tackle by Bailey. Couch. Hocking's got the run of it now. Inside half forward. He goes down towards the pocket, and Scott on his knees. It seems Geelong will play Hawthorn in the grand final. And I suppose now the thoughts of Malcolm Blight turn to injuries, reports. As Scott lines up for goal. Kicking at his second. He'll kick from about 40 metres out. Runs in quickly. It looks good. It's home. Wallace does the ruck work down to Manning. Playing. And will be free kick. So Manning will shoot from 25 metres out, with his side trailing by 69 points.
Yeah, definite free kick there, Sandy. No question.
Manning scored one for Essendon in the second quarter. And he takes a couple of steps, then leans back on a drop punt and puts through a behind.
Looked a very tired kick, didn't it?
With O'Donnell going to the back pocket, Antrobus is now manning up with Couch. This is Lidner. There's the time remaining. Bairstow finding space this afternoon. Through centre wing, Stoneham looking to knock it on, didn't succeed. Hamilton does well, gets the hand pass away. Watson hard against the boundary line, manages the kick over the top. Lindner, ball runs free behind. Anderson, can he keep it in? Whistle on play meantime, it's coming back. It'll be an Essendon free out there against Lindner. Taken by Wallace. Wallace just forward of centre wing. Bright sunny conditions, a glorious day. Long kick. That's a massive kick down towards the pocket. Great judgment from Darcy. Hard to mark, a tumbling punt, and Darcy took it clean. Short one. Lindner's got it. Lindner out of the back pocket towards centre wing. Hocking with great courage goes back, takes the mark, plays on, shrugs off the tackle from Thompson, feeds the hand pass to Bairstow. Bairstow goes down towards half forward. Ablett. That's a party trick, not a mark.
He seemed to be totally out of the area there and just scooped that in very well, but a great mark to Hocking to set that up. Oh.
Ablett then has kicked 4. He'll shoot from just inside the 50. Kick is on its way. Starts left and stays left. A minor score.
.41 plays 110. Danaher again. Going to the outer side, the target is Madden. Didn't try and mark, just trying to flick on for Thompson. Under pressure from Bairstow. There to assist with the shepherding is Lidner. Bairstow centres it. He's given Hocking a bit of a run, but he's equal to the task.
I think that Malcolm Blight, Sandy, would be hoping his players won't start flirting with his form because they can very easily lose it.
It's a real live wire. Hocking playing down in front. Off to Hamilton. Stabs it to the wing. Thompson again. Out in front of Anderson. With him will be Boss. And Boss claims him beautifully. Free towards Werner. Bruns, Darcy and Long.
And again there, Sandy, the numbers: 3 Geelong players to 2 Essendon forwards. But a great chase and tackle by Boss.
So a throw-in Essendon's left forward pocket. They have certainly found the going tough. Manning tried to get it away to Long, who brings it back into the pocket region once again. And it'll be brought back into play by Buse, who was told to go back and kick over the mark.
Yep.
Andrew Buse having his 8th kick for the day, but he's done plenty of strong work in the packs. Madden from behind. Spawn couldn't control it. Socket off the ground by Burke. It's another Essendon free kick, and it will go to Kieran Spawn. Gets around Hocking, and from 50 metres shoots in towards full forward. No mark at the back, although Madden tried hard. And it drifts over the line for one behind. Izard, stint on the bench, may not be all that long. 6-6 plays 16-14.
Darcy, stay full back, bring it in. Short. Hocking over his head. Antrobus an opportunity. Well done by Boss. On his knee is back to Hocking. They need to be careful. Hocking back towards midfield. Stoneham is up, couldn't hang on. Hamilton with dash. Well done, Hamilton. Swings it out wide. On the lead is Scott and/or Ablett. Ball is still running Essendon's way. On his knees, Watson. Bailey coming to meet him. Stoneham, brilliantly played. Shovels it out to accommodate Ablett. Ablett decides to run down towards the 50. Goes long. It's bending back. That is a magnificent goal.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1989 Premiership season.
Well, it was a remarkable result for the Cats. They led by 84 points at three-quarter time, extended the lead to a century before winning by 94, which represented a 170-point turnaround from the qualifying final 2 weeks ago. Ablett kicked 8 goals, Brownless 4, Stoneham 3, and the leading goal kickers for Essendon, 2 each to Spawn, Buick and Watson. 2 reports came out of the first quarter. Gary Hocking by field umpire Peter Carey for striking Darren Williams with a left forearm to the head, and also Dean Bailey was reported by field umpire Peter Carey for unduly rough play in that he jumped into Gary Hocking. So a big victory, and it's now the grand final next week between Hawthorn and Essendon. Just a reminder that the electrifying 80s continues, and it comes up right after the replay. Sandy Roberts about to move in. Also tomorrow, Sports World at 9 o'clock, and our football starts at 10 o'clock. We have 2 hours of football on tomorrow morning. Basketball live, it's Game 3 in the elimination final, starting at midday, live from the Glass House, and the Brownlow medal on Monday night at 8:30.